The Expo International Exhibition will be held in Astana from 10 June to 10 September 2017, and the Astana Expo 2017 national company is faced with the task of not only organizing the construction of facilities and visit of the exhibitors, but of generating the tourist flow as well. The company's Department for Tourism is currently actively working to promote travel to Astana, both on the foreign and domestic markets. It is expected that the exhibition will be attended by about 2 million visitors, of which 85% are Kazakh tourists and 15% will be foreigners. Regions for tourists have been selected, and special focus is placed on them. These include the capital city itself and Almaty, Akmola, Pavlodar and Karaganda provinces. Each region is carefully preparing to welcome the guests. To this end, interesting tourist offers are being worked out, and only the best ones will be given the right to be included in the program of Expo 2017. Undoubtedly, the very fact of the exhibition in Astana makes people from around the world desire to visit this city. Efforts to attract foreign tourists and guests have been already initiated. This work should receive impetus from the public authorities implementing this national project. For example, tourist packages for both foreign and Kazakh tourists are being developed, and visa regime with various countries is revised in partnership with the Committee for Tourism of the Ministry of Industry and New Technologies. In Kazakhstan, 5 tourism clusters have been identified. The Expo exhibition is in the Astana cluster, which also includes Borovoye, Astana city itself, Korgalzhin and Karkarlinsk cities. Here we have something to surprise the guests with. This is first of all the invaluable natural resources of Kazakhstan. At present, the organizers are facing 2 tasks. The first one is associated with the level of service that needs to be raised. The second one is content related, which will allow the guests, in addition to visit to the exhibition, to learn more about Kazakhstan. All this is required in order to develop the country's tourism industry, so that the economy could receive a new source of revenue and the guests would want to come to Kazakhstan again. The competition between the best tour itineraries of Astana and the surrounding areas within a radius of 200 kilometers has completed the other day. It was organized by the Astana Expo 2017 national company, which had set the goal of determining the guests of the international exhibition the best tour itinerary in Astana, which should meet all quality and price criteria. The event has helped reveal the tourist potential of the capital city and identify the most professional companies in this sphere. 19 projects were presented in the competition by the travel companies that are residents of the Republic of Kazakhstan. No one can doubt if the quality of the tours proposed is high, as the tour packages were assessed by a reputable commission composed of historians, honored geographers of the country, representatives of the Ministry of Investment and Development, Kazakhstan Tourism Association, Kazakhstan Industry Development Institute, and honored workers of the domestic tourism sphere. The jury considered more than 50 itineraries submitted by various companies and tour operators. As a result, the commission chose 3 best tours of the capital of Kazakhstan. These are bus tour from the heart of the nation Astana travel agency, the boat trip from the Night Astana Lights International Company, and the tour Young Capital Legends of Burabai, Bond Between Generations. During these walks, tourists can learn about the history of creation of Astana. They will see its unique architecture, visit the main places of attraction, cultural and historic sites, museums, theaters, and famous religious sites. Every tourist product selected for the Expo program is unique. For example, one of the tour companies will offer to the visitors a view of not only the today's Astana, but on what it was before as well.
Я думаю, что самая основная наша фишка в том, что, во-первых, наша экскурсия очень удобная, мобильная и может начаться.
I think that our main feature is that first, our tour is very convenient and mobile and can start from any location comfortable to the customer. And the second and most important thing is that we have decided to present the city not only as it looks like now, but also offer an opportunity to compare it to what it used to be until recently. That is, we have placed the tour and archival materials on Astana in tablets, which we hand to all participants of the tour. This way, when they approach any of the objects, they can see what it looked like before, what properties it used to have, with a detailed description of this object, and can see what beauty has been built on the site.
Что сейчас произошло и какие красоты построены на этом месте в данный момент.
The tour company has developed itineraries not only in Astana, but in the outskirts of the city and throughout Kazakhstan. Especially for the Expo, representatives of the company are preparing point itineraries for visitors to the city, both to southern and to western Kazakhstan. An itinerary to Ulutau is being developed. The main task is to create conditions for tourists and present Kazakhstan attractions so that people would come to our country specifically for the purpose of seeing them, Ina Ray says. According to her, the expo should drastically change the perception of Kazakhstan by the tourist community and the whole world. This event will be a powerful impetus to the development of local tourism. Competition among the tour operators for the best itinerary in Astana has helped learn about the professional and quality of the capital's tourist market. The contestants admit that it's not easy to come up with something new in this area. It would seem that all possible options for tours of the capital already exist, and it was necessary to use the maximum of imagination and creativity to produce a completely new idea.
Когда мы решили участвовать в конкурсе на лучший туристский маршрут от Экспо 2017, конечно же, был проведен.
When we decided to participate in the competition for the Expo 2017's Best Tourist Itinerary, of course, we had a very large number of ideas. We never reject any of them. Even the craziest ideas can work out and evolve into something interesting in the form of new projects. One of these ideas was to organize the itinerary in the summertime on our motor vessel with dinner in the late evening, because the night Astana is magical and interesting in its own right. It is the lights of the night Astana that we would like to show from the historic perspective.
Астаны мы хотели показать в историческом спектре, да, исторической ретроспективе.
As Gulnaz Omarova told us, the itinerary starts from the waterfront park of the old city. It is the waterfront that has always attracted tourists from the time when the first guests arrived to the city. The itinerary continues across the bridges, each of them having its own unique story. And after that, the tour will continue on the left bank, in the new city. The highlight of the project is that the river trip will be taken in the night Astana. As you know, a city looks completely different at night. Each building has its own lighting and shows a totally different perspective.
Если вы проедетесь по дневной Астане, все здания предстанут в одном виде. Если вы проедетесь по ночной Астане, вы абсолютно можете их не узнать, поскольку, проезжая вот ежедневно мимо наших тех или иных административных, исторических.
If you take a tour of the daytime Astana, all buildings will have one view. And if you drive through the night Astana, you may not recognize them. When you drive by our certain administrative and historic buildings or mosques day to day, you may not notice some interesting things that we tell about during our itinerary. Even when we move from the right bank to the left bank across the bridges and in the opposite direction, each bridge also has its own interesting lighting. We talk about the new technologies that have been applied in this backlight and tell what interesting open work decorations were applied on certain buildings or bridges. They can actually not be seen during the daytime, but when the nighttime lighting they create a magical and memorable impression upon our tourists.
Дневное время, а вот при ночном освещении они дают какой-то вот волшебный такой вот свет, такое запоминающееся впечатление нашим туристам.
Visitors of Expo 2017 will have a great opportunity to see how rapidly our capital is developing and how modern and beautiful it is. It is noteworthy that all tour packages of the winning itineraries include a ticket to the Expo. In their turn, the companies that have presented the best tours become partners of the Astana Expo 2017 national company. This victory gives them a number of advantages. They will be included in the base of Expo 2017's recommended tours and will also participate in the efforts to attract tourists during the preparation and conduct of the specialized international exhibition. In addition, with the support of the Astana Expo 2017 national company, the cost of their services will be decreased, creating conditions to attract even more customers. However, this does not mean that other tour companies will not be able to provide services within the framework of Expo 2017. On the contrary, they will find big opportunities to improve their businesses, compete and expand their customer base. This December, Astana Expo 2017 is planning to announce the second round of the Best Tour Itinerary competition, but this time for the whole Kazakhstan. First of all, it will help learn the potential of tour companies from the country's regions, identify weaknesses in their services, and fix all the flaws in a timely manner.